Hi everybody, welcome back. All right, so continuing on exercise that help you improve your playing. Okay, I did do. I didn't talk about everything in some of the videos pertaining to exercise, but you know, if you didn't like the choices before about particular exercise, I have some more for you. Okay, so aerobic training. All right, you can choose, anything like swimming, walking, bicycling, and dancing. These help, get your lungs going and all that stuff. And they give you better stamina and they build up your body. And especially if you're eating right, your body will have way more energy and you'll sleep better too. So aerobic training. Also, you can have muscle strengthening, and I know I mentioned lifting weights in the last video, but anything from sit-ups, yard work, lifting weights. Certainly, aerobic training and muscle strengthening, they can go hand in hand, right? It's always good to have a hybrid of the two. So I like to have almost all of these in one training session, like aerobic, muscle strengthening, and bodybuilding, that kind of thing, and have it all in one workout for like an hour and have that maybe 2-3 days a week. By the way, if you're doing 2 to 3 days a week of exercise, you're pretty good. I mean, most people go for like 5-6 days, which I know for me, if I was doing 5-6 days, my life would be a mess because I have other things going on, on top of gigs and things like that, and teaching, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you to do 5-6 days. Adding on the exercise regimens and having all those other things compiled together, my life would be a mess. But 2 or 3 days, you're pretty good of exercise, okay? Now, the one thing you can do every day, if you wanted, would be walking, I mean, that certainly, that's very light on your body, right? So that's a big deal. So I like swimming because, it gets all your muscles moving. And it feels good, right? Who doesn't like to jump in cool water, and have fun, right? My wife, speaking of dancing, my wife used to teach Zumba. And, they sweat after an hour. These people are drenched in sweat. And it works. I've tried a couple of sessions and I must say, it knocked me on my behind. So, yeah, dancing could be a very big, it's a feel-good type thing, So that's why people like the Zumba thing. So, you can, any of these will work for you, And especially if you're adding in, especially if you're adding in the lifting weights and all that stuff, and muscle strengthening, you're okay, all right? And they will improve your drumming. I promise you. I promise. You can't go wrong. All right. Just make sure not to eat stuff that will diminish all the work that you've put into your body, right? Because food can make or break that, believe it or not. So be mindful of that. So these are some of the things that will help your playing, believe it or not. So if you want to add these into your daily routines, go for it. So that's all for this video. See you next time.